So Bev, do you want to explain what we're up to here?
Yeah, so we've come on a trip to Venice. So basically on Saturday there was a special Anonymous Full of Voices Cube of Truth. So Anonymous Full of Voices is an international animal rights charity that specialises in street outreach. So we hold screens on the street showing standard practice footage of the meat, the dairy and the egg industries. It's all from farms that are classed as free range, organic. They've got lots of high welfare labels to make non-vegans feel better about what they pay for, but they don't actually do much for the animals. So yeah, it's all just a lie really, and even if it was done differently, there's no right way to do the wrong thing. So yeah, we showed the public that footage and we talked to bystanders who stopped to have a look at it. So a lot of non-vegans, once they stop and look at it, they realise how cruel it is, and then after talking to us they realise actually they're animal abusers and they're hypocrites if they're against animal abuse, but they're not vegan, meaning they're responsible for the biggest Holocaust ever. And the Cube in Venice, what was special about it is it was Italy's 10th national Cube of Truth. So Italy actually has 68 AV chapters, and lots of people from all over Italy all came together. So we had about 220 activists there, and at one point we had 13 activists on each side of the cube, so we had 52 activists in the cube holding screens and signs. So many conversations going on. It was the biggest Cube of Truth I've ever been to. And also Paul Bashir and Asal Alamdari, the founders of AV, they came and attended it because they're doing a tour of Europe at the moment, so it was really incredible. And they did a workshop at the start, going through their protocol and giving us lots of information about what we should be doing at the cubes. So yeah, that was really an invaluable experience. And yeah, basically we decided to come and stay in Venice, or near to the main island anyway, for 6 days. We thought, well, once we're here, why not spend a bit of time here? As activists, it's kind of important to have a balance and come and chill out a bit as well. So yeah, we're staying in a hotel that's only a 2-minute walk from the beach, and at the moment it's incredible weather, so it's been like, I think it's been like 26 degrees or something today. So yeah, we came down to the beach, we chilled out for a bit, and we went swimming in the sea, which was really lovely. And the sea, it's warmer than England here because we're further south. It was just like so lovely, and the heat was going into the sea. It just felt so natural getting in. So yeah, that's a bit about why we're here at the moment, and that's why I'm sitting on this this boardwalk, this mini pier, over the sea.
Yeah, and I don't think you explained about your hat. You spoke about AV. Your hat.
Oh yeah, this is Anonymous Full of Voices hat.
Yeah.
So yeah, AV, that's just like short for Anonymous Full of Voiceless, and so yeah, that's the cap to wear at the cube, because basically the Cubes of Truth, we all wear black, so that's kind of the most respectful thing to wear for the animals. And it's also because at AV, we try to be as professional as we can, because the more seriously we take the matter, the more seriously the public are going to take vegans. And so yeah, we either wear plain black clothing, or even better is wearing AV branded clothing. So this is part of the uniform. You can get this AV branded cap. It's a great thing to wear at the Cubes of Truth.
Yeah, and what does your t-shirt say? I can almost see it.
Powered by plants, basically because I'm vegan, the only things I eat come from plants, so I wouldn't eat anything from a murdered animal. Of course, worth bearing in mind, veganism isn't just about your diet, so we also wouldn't wear animal skin like leather, wool, or fur. We also wouldn't go to zoos, we also wouldn't support horse racing, ride horses, we wouldn't kill insects or mice, basically we also wouldn't buy anything that's tested on animals, so yeah, we just wouldn't do anything to be responsible for animal abuse in any way. But yeah, obviously what we eat, that's a big part of it, and it's kind of the thing that people, they think is the hardest to change, because they think, I couldn't give up eating bacon or cheese, or have a stupid excuse. Of course, there's actually nothing hard at all about changing what you eat. Every vegan I know, they enjoy their food more than ever. And when you actually realise how horrible what the animals go through is, it's what you eat is just so trivial by comparison. But so probably the biggest excuse we get from non-vegans is about taste. So I've shown that I'm powered by plants, and I can get all my protein and every nutrient I need from the plants. So I definitely don't need anything from the animal, and no one does.
And what made you go vegan in the first place in this non-vegan world? Can you tell the story?
So the thing is, I kind of always realised it was terrible to kill animals. So the first time I kind of really made the connection was when I was 12 years old. There was a time when I was eating McDonald's with my family, and then I suddenly said it's terrible that animals were killed for all our food. And then I was just kind of told by my parents it was just kind of not really an option not to sort of thing, and kind of like buried it away. Then when I was 15, I decided, right, I'm not eating meat anymore. It's like it's just so wrong. And then actually, like, my parents kind of like punished me for that, manipulated me, just to try to convince me it's a terrible thing to do, not to be eating animals. So that made me think that I was really in the wrong.
What was it they thought was terrible about it?
I just thought it's what you're meant to do. I mean, they were convinced it's bad for your health not to eat animals. And they even said, like, my grandfather who's dead, like, he would have been horrified about me not eating animals.
Oh, that's harsh.
And yeah, they just use all the rubbish, like, real men eat meat.
Real men? So that's funny.
Yeah.
How old did you say you were? This was in your 20s, right?
No, that was when I was 15.
Like, when you're 15.
And then they also...
So growing up into a man, real men eat meat.
And they also said the thing about they'd have to, like, buy me different food. It would cost them an extra £2,000 a year, which is nonsense. And then also, like, an interesting thing is I've never really liked dairy products or eggs, so I didn't really like them. And so my mum was like, obviously, if you're a vegetarian, you have to be eating lots of dairy and eggs. Not that she can be happy with it even if I was eating those things, but it's like so ironic when obviously, like, I should have realised I should be vegan, and as vegans we don't eat those things, and we shouldn't be having anything from animal in the dairy and the egg industry. So actually, like, if anything, they're even worse than the meat industry, because they still murder the animals. There's so much abuse as well.
And it's funny, by the way, that your mum said you should be eating lots of dairy and eggs because they contain lots of cholesterol. She was talking about being healthy. Okay.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But yeah, then right, when I was 26 during the pandemic, it was like it was like 2.5 years ago. It was about a year after we first had the lockdowns. I was thinking of adopting a dog. It's like a thing a lot of people did. And then it really hit me that it's like it would be so hypocritical to have a dog that you look after, but then be paying for other animals who murder as much. And I realised, like, it just seemed obvious, like, animals like pigs, cows, chickens and sheep, like, obviously they matter just as much as dogs. So I really don't actually understand it when so many people have dogs that they care about because they're family members, but then they pay for other animals to be murdered. Now, of course, another thing about that is most people actually feed murdered animals to their dogs and their cats as well, when they can actually thrive on plants and be vegan. So I recommend checking out Andrew Knight's research, because he's now shown that both cats and dogs can be healthier as vegans. So it doesn't make any sense at all if you care about your cat or your dog to be feeding them murdered animals when each of the murder victims that you feed to them matter just as much as the cat or the dog. So how is your cat or dog so special you think they matter more than these other animals you feed to them? And it's not even necessary, so it's not so you have to do it for them to survive.
Yeah, really good point. And can you explain why your name is now Bav?
Yeah, so basically it was when I was at a New Year's party at the start of this year. I got talking to another actress there, and basically we kind of both had the idea together, like, why don't we change our names and, like, make it something about animal rights. So yeah, in the end I decided I was going to change my full name by deed poll to be Abolitionist Vegan, so that's my legal name now. So, like, on my passport, my driving licence and my bank cards, it's like that's my name. And yeah, I just thought that there's loads of reasons why it would be a good thing to do. One reason was
wait, your first name B, your middle name Abolitionist, your surname Vegan.
Yeah.
So people can call you B or Bav.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Carry on.
Yeah, so what to say? One reason, like, anytime someone sees my name, they're going to get the vegan message. So, for example, every time, like, there's some posts coming to me, like the postman, the people that are sorting office, everyone who sees that, they're going to see my name. Or like when I, like, for example, we travelled abroad now, so next to the passport control, like, the person checking my passport, they have to see my name. Just anytime someone sees my name, then it might get them realising they need to be vegan. It's a way of starting up conversations with the people. Another thing is, it's kind of a thing like in the activism movement, we kind of, like, think of ourselves as like a vegan family, and I think it'd be really awesome if, like, there were others who, like, change their surname to vegan, and we could kind of be like a vegan family by name as well. So yeah, the other activist who we had that idea with, like, she's also changed her name and her surname is also vegan. And then also the thing is that like none of my family have gone vegan apart from like one of my cousins who was already vegan, like despite me telling them all the truth. And I wasn't sure if I really wanted to like be linked by name to my family when like they're all like oppressors in the animal holocaust. Like I kind of thought like I don't really want to be linked to them by name, so that was another reason as well.
Okay, and just on the point about the animal holocaust, what do you say to people? This is something I've been thinking about the last few days. People who say, when you're outreaching, like non-vegans, if you use the word holocaust and they say you can't say that, like that's offensive or that's inappropriate or whatever, what do you say to that?
I mean, one thing is like that the word Holocaust was originally used to like refer to non-human animal sacrifice, so that's what the word originally was for. And a lot of people, when they hear the word Holocaust, they think of what the Nazis did, but actually like that was just one Holocaust. Like a Holocaust in general is like a mass killing, a genocide, and like what's happening to non-human animals, that's a mass killing. It's like the biggest one there's ever been. Now, if the non-human animals were replaced with humans, then everyone would agree it's clearly the biggest Holocaust ever. And so to say it's not Holocaust just because the victims are not humans, that's speciesist and human supremacist. And the thing is, we're all animals, and all the animals that have been tortured and murdered, they all value their lives, feel pain just like us. Like there's nothing special about humans that means like we matter more than them. So like some people might think it's offensive to the victims of the Holocaust that the Nazis did, like to call the animal holocaust a Holocaust, but I actually think it's offensive to the non-human animals not to call it a Holocaust, especially when the number of victims is the highest number of victims of any Holocaust, and it's just like happening constantly the whole time. Most humans are responsible for it.
And it's the longest running Holocaust as well.
It really needs to stop.
And there's no reason to not call it a Holocaust. It's an animal Holocaust as opposed to a Jewish Holocaust, but it's still a Holocaust. Back to your name, have you had any, like, so far, how long ago was it you changed your name?
I think it was back in May, so it was like a few months ago, but not that long ago.
And since you changed it, have you had any interesting conversations with people when they've asked your name? Like customer service people or anyone?
Yeah, sometimes. So I had a conversation with someone at the passport control about it when I was coming out from Paris. So I was just looking at my passport, and then he was asking me about like, was this my original name for my family, and so I talked about why it's my name.
Oh, cool.
And then basically I explained that I changed that to my name because I think it's just such an important message to get across. That everyone needs to be vegan. I think it's such an important message. So I changed my name to that so that everyone can see the message. And just to explain how it's such a terrible thing that most people are paying for animals to be tortured and murdered. Everyone needs to be vegan.
Cool, that's good. So you had a conversation at passport control about that?
Yeah.
Brilliant. Was that in France or England?
In France. I was at the airport in Paris.
Did he actually understand you, do you think?
Yeah, I think so. Cool. Most people in France they seem to speak English. It's like I can speak a little bit of French because I did a French GCSE, but I've kind of forgotten it. Most of it now because I haven't been to France for a long time since I went recently and haven't been using it at all. But what I've always found is when I go to France, like if I try to speak to them in French, they just speak back in English anyway because generally they can speak English. And,
that's so frustrating. Sorry, go on.
I don't think there's really that much point in learning French. I don't know.
And what were you doing in Paris? Can you explain that?
I mean, I went to Paris for their France's national Cube of Truth, so like what we were doing in Venice, like it wasn't as big as that, because there aren't as many people doing anything in France as Italy. But it's a similar thing, just like activists from all over France getting together in Paris to do a big Cube of Truth, and so I was at that one, and that was a really good event. Like France, they don't have anywhere near as many vegans as the UK. But we found like a lot of people in the streets were open, and even though open to change and realised it was wrong, and even though they don't have as many vegan options in the shops and restaurants there, like there's still a lot of things you can buy, and actually when you focus on how hard what the animals go through is, you like it doesn't even matter how many vegan options there are. It's like there's always something you can have. Like you can either just go and buy like some Whole Foods in the supermarkets, or in fact like we did have an amazing meal at a restaurant where nearly all the options were vegan. So it's just if you care about the victims, like you're always going to make it work. Yeah, exactly. Thank you. I think we'll leave it there. Okay. You have loads to say. That's brilliant. Thanks so much, Fab. But I'm just going to show you the sun because the sun's shining on the sea. It's so nice here. Thanks for watching, everyone.